When I started with this, I had no idea it was going to become this amazing with the homestead. I was first introduced to stinging nettle when I was in a shop in Wilmington, and they had some teas there, and I just happened to ask the lady, what's good for inflammation, because I have some shoulder inflammation, and she said nettle, and she gave me some, and I took it home and made tea out of it, and I was like, I can probably grow this stuff. I'm going to look into it. So I did, and I researched, I went on Amazon like everybody else does, and I bought these little tiny seeds, and I planted them in the ground, and they grew up rather quickly, which I was happy about, and so I have a little pot of them here growing, and here they get a little bit bigger. And I thought, well, I'm going to use these things to make tea. Now, one of the things I can tell you about it is it's called stinging nettle because there's these little thorns on it. And when I would water it, I would brush up against it. And all of a sudden, my arm would get like all stingy. Like, it's not bad. It's just like a little sting. But like when you touch it like I'm doing right here, my arm's going to be all stung up. Now, that nettle is way overgrown. And what I had to do was I had to cut it back. So I did, just like you would cut back, I have mint there, I have catnip, just like you would cut back basil. I just go down the stalk and I look for where it's branching off and I cut it back. And here I'm cutting it back because I want to use this to make nettle soup. Now, I never had nettle soup, so this was my first experience with it. So I just kind of thought I would pick some nettle, and I kind of looked up a couple of different recipes, so I kind of had an idea, but I decided I'm going to make it my own. So this is my own recipe. But I was amazed at how good this came out. So first thing you got to do is you might want to wear gloves if you grow nettle, because my hands are definitely be all stung up after I did this. But I got myself a good handful. I don't even know how much I got here. I wasn't measuring anything, but I just cut off a bunch of it, and which was great because I wanted to cut back the plants anyway. So I put them back on my deck, let them grow, and take this inside, and I'll show you what I did. First, most of the recipes called for potatoes, and I don't really like potatoes first of all, but also there's a lot of carbs in them. I'm trying to cut back. So turnips are actually pretty good. So I was like, I'm just going to fire up a little pot of turnips, which I did, boil them to get them nice and soft, and they're going to act just like potatoes. Next, I went for some onion, and I did about a half an onion and just kind of chopped that up. And I do have some onions in my garden, but I cheated on this one. I didn't use them. But I did go to the garden to get some celery. I've been growing celery for 2 years. This is the same plant I've been growing for 2 years. And it's this skinny little celery, which is horrible. You should definitely not try to grow celery and just buy it yourself. It's not that expensive. But I gave it a good try. So I chopped that up with the onions, and I put them in the old iron cast skillet here with a little olive oil because of the Italian thing. and I just I wanted to simmer them down, and then when they did, I poured with my turnips that you can see was a little brown there. That's because I switched out the water and used some chicken broth. So we got some chicken broth. Next, I wanted to steam the nettle, so I stuck it into the pot, again stinging my hand. Now once it cooks, it doesn't sting you anymore. So how about that? Look at this. And I kind of actually more boiled it than steamed it, but I'm going to put it in the blender with everything else. It's already in there, and a little heavy cream. And then we're just going to hit the blend button. And I blended it up. And I thought, well, this can't be good. Look at it. But it was amazing. This was the best soup I ever had with the homestead.